on live for too long, but we're still going to be here speaking our words of wisdom, like always, out here in the beautiful nature of Oregon. And yeah, yesterday we spoke about why you need to make sure you're taking your rest seriously, why to not always act off of impulsive actions. And we're talking about you know making sure you get enough sleep. We're giving you guys some tips on how to get more rest, how to rest more effectively. Today we're talking about the captivity within the human race and how humanity is holding you captive. And I'll go into details about what I mean by this. But before we start the stream off, yo, make sure you guys drop a like if you're fucking with it. Make sure I'm Packful Rat, and I'm here to elevate your mental and physical health every day within 10 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes. All right, and we're here to elevate your mental and physical health daily. So make sure you drop a like, subscribe, and all of that if you're part of the Packful Rat Nation. But with that said, we're moving on, and we're gonna start this stream off right. Oh, quite splendid. Quite splendid. That was splendid. Shout out Uzlin in the chat. Shout out Nick Drar. And shout out the Bible. Real stuff. Real stuff. But I just wanted to come here for a few minutes. We're going to have a shorter stream tonight. And I just wanted to tell you guys about how humanity holds you captive. Just by being alive, we're gonna feel things we don't want to feel. We're gonna be sad some days. We're gonna feel mad. We're gonna be irritated. These are human emotions, sadness we have to deal with just by being born human, And as long as we're in our as long as our spirit is inside of us, and we're still human on the physical earth, we're going to be experiencing these things. We're going to be experiencing sadness, madness, angry, envy, all of these human emotions, and they're holding us back because our true selves within us, they're not like that. It's just humanity emotions, human emotions that are holding us back. Shout out Mick Jukes, shout out the guy. And it's not always going to be like that, but for a while we're human, we're going to be experiencing human emotions, and they're going to be holding us back. We're going to be captive to our human emotions. There's nothing we can do about it. We just have to experience it. And guys, there's more ways that we're captive to humanity. Nowadays people are forced to work. People are forced to work just to survive. And, you gotta 80% of the people are out there, they got a job and they have to go into work for a full shift. They're not just going to work for, 20 minutes, 10 minutes, like how I come in here and stream. And I'm not saying this is my job. I'm just saying as an example, some of y'all can't even go 8 hours without freaking yanking the chicken. Gosh darn it. And, people are literally forced to go and clock in for 8 hours and stay away from their kids. You think people want to do it? It's not as simple that you either make it or you don't. It's really not that simple, guys. You think that these people want to spend time away from their families and kids? No. These are examples on how humanity is captive, how we are captive to humanity. And back then it was worse. We like to some of y'all forget, some of y'all like to forget about what was going on back then, with slavery. And I know it's nothing like how it was. I'm not going to say it's a new form of slavery, what's going on, because what was going on was horrific. But there is we are captive to the government. We're captive to this society, and we have to do things we don't want to do. Anyways, some of y'all are doing captivity in your friendships. People are getting animals and are getting animals just to have them in a cage, just so they could play with them maybe 10, 15 minutes a day whenever they feel like it. And that's a whole animal's life that you're affecting. And you just have an animal in a cage just to play with it whenever you want to play with it, whenever, and it's just in the cage for the rest of the day. This is what I mean, how some of us are literally we have animals in captive in cages. Like, some of us are doing that with friends. Some people out there they might just talk to their friend 10 minutes a day whenever it feels, they want to, whenever they have something to benefit off of it, And it's like, people are having kids and they're still living in a rinky-dink little house. And it's like, you don't want to have a kid that's boxed in, like, you don't want to have an animal that's in a cage all day. And you don't want to have a friend that is trapped. So the best thing you can do, guys, is break away from these toxic relationships, break away from things that are holding you captive. But even just by being human, you need to understand that we are captive to our emotions, You're going to be feeling these human emotions you don't always want to feel. You're going to be sad. You're going to be angry. Those are human emotions. Once we leave this earth, we don't have to deal with them anymore. But for now, our job is to deal with it and suffer. Anyways. Whoa. I actually brought some water this time. Make sure y'all are actively doing nice things for your friend. Don't just talk to your friend whenever you feel like it, whenever it benefits you. Do something nice for your friend. Put some thought into the friendship. As I said, there's a lot of ways that people are captivating other people, holding them captive. Don't have an animal just to leave it in a cage all day. Don't have a kid just to have no plans for it. So, and like, straight up, put some thought out there, put some energy into your friendships, and if you are in one of those things, break away from it. You guys got to break away from it. But just know, not everything you're able to escape. We're forced to work. 80-90% of us are forced to work. No one has free time. No one has free time. And we are forced to work, and some of us got to spend 8 hours a day doing something we don't want to do, spending time away from our kids. And that's just literally how humanity holds us captive. Back then, it was different because it was real slavery where people were really getting messed up. And now it's just a different form of it where it's captivity. We're still, we're still freaking getting grabbed. But yeah, that's going to be the end of the stream. I'll catch y'all later. Packful Rat logging out. Yeah. Make sure y'all check out the other stuff.